Good morning, Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma. Welcome to Special Report for Friday, August 21st. We made it through the week. We're brought to you by KC Securities. I'm Chris Oldcorn, and I am here with
Daniel Laprade. Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Chris. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Not as
made
wet?
Made it through the week, so
Yeah. No,
Didn't get rain on this morning coming in, so that's nice.
No, it's still going to be all over the place, but we'll have those details coming up later on.
Yes, we will. And speaking of details, big announcement today. Ford and Trudeau will be together in Brockville. Vic Fedeli will also be there. He's the Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. And then Steve Clark, who's the local MPP there, as well as, and with Justin Trudeau will also be Anita Anand, who's the Federal Minister of Public Services and Procurement. We'll have a little bit more about what they'll be announcing a little bit later on in the show. But this is a huge announcement, particularly going forward as we deal with future pandemics and the one we're presently in.
And Ford and Trudeau working together in that sense as well.
Yes.
So opposite sides of the spectrum, doing joint announcements. So.
Well, we live in very heated times where things are either left or right, but there is plenty of common ground.
There is.
And it's nice to actually see politicians from two different parties with two different political philosophies actually able to work together towards a common goal.
Absolutely.
Because we're not seeing that in a lot of countries right now.
That's right.
It's like you're either on my team or you're on the other team, and there's no middle ground.
It is pure politics.
It's pure politics, yeah. And it used to be there would be a huge gray area between parties, and they'd be able to work on stuff in that gray area. That's why the Liberals in particular have been able to lean on the Green Party and the NDP to get some things passed in this minority government.
Right.
Because they do have things that they have in common, their shared goals. So it's nice to be able to see the Conservatives and the Liberals able to work together as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that goes back to Doug Ford. From the very beginning of this pandemic, he had to work with Chrystia Freeland right off the top, and Trudeau, and there was a coordinated effort from federal, provincial, and even down to the local level. And because healthcare in Canada is public, you're not dealing with all these different private healthcare systems and insurance and everything. So they were able to work together in ways that in other countries that don't have a strong public healthcare system,
which is good.
Yeah, and our regular healthcare system too, to actually deal with both trying to stop the pandemic, but also being able to help people when they do. And we've seen our hospital numbers go way down. We'll get to that later in the show.
Yeah.
But off the top, okay. There's a Surrey man facing child pornography and luring charges. He's 44 years old. His name is Mark Van Landegeheim.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
I'm not sure if that's completely the correct pronunciation. But if you want to see the full name, it's on our website. Yeah. You can sue online for that. The RCMP in Alberta back in May it was part of the Northern Alberta Internet Child Exploitation Unit, and then they connected to that. They found this individual with several pictures on his computer of two different minors. So they went to 100 between the 0 and 100 block on Cambridge Place with a search warrant. They went inside. They got all his electronics, found stuff on it.
Right.
And he wasn't home at the time, but they did later find him a short time later and arrest him. So it's sad to see that happening in our community, but it's good that they caught the individual to stop this from happening.
Yeah, and that's good that they're working together like that, the RCMP, and notify the local police partners. So. We got lots of local news regarding the police once again. This has been the trend all week. So and a lot of these stories, like I posted some yesterday evening, and Chris got some up this morning on SoOnline.com, so you can read them all there. Public assistance is requested for a motor vehicle collision. So the city police are looking for your assistance as they investigate a hit and run. The collision occurred last evening at the corner of Gooley Avenue and 4th Line West around 7:30 p.m. So it is alleged a gray four-door Dodge Ram truck was traveling north on Gooley Avenue and turned east onto 4th Line West and struck a Nissan Rogue in the oncoming lane. There is no license plate information available for the truck. However, it is described as being a 2010 to 2015 model with an extended cab, short box, a bush guard, and back rack. The driver of the Rogue, meantime, attended hospital as a precaution following the collision. So that's another thing. There's been a few collisions this week. There was one also in the West End the other day. We're still waiting for details on that one. Two people had to be extricated from the vehicle there. So not good as well with,
Well, this is Social Services Week as well. And the Sault Ste. Marie Police released a video yesterday with their Mobile Crisis Rapid Response Team. Now, what this Mobile Crisis Rapid Response Team does is for mental health crisis calls. So it's a collaboration between the Sault Area Hospital and our local Sault Ste. Marie Police. And how this works is there's 8 officers who are trained for this unit. And when they go to a mental health call, they take a police officer, but then they also take a worker from Sault Area Hospital that's either a registered nurse or a social worker.
Right.
So there's the crisis staff member plus the police officer going to the call. Now, before this unit existed, what would happen would be the police would go to the call, have the person, they wouldn't necessarily arrest them, but put them in the car and then take them to the hospital.
Right.
And they'd have to de-escalate the situation themselves. But when they have a mental health worker with them, not only do they not necessarily have to take that person to the hospital, they can take them to where they need help.
Right.
It could be someone that needs shelter, and so they'll take them to one of our homeless shelters, for example.
Yes. Yeah.
They could be off their meds and have to be taken back to see their doctor, or maybe they need to go into the hospital for a short time. For example, if you attempt suicide, you're put under a 72-hour watch, for example. That's one thing. But Mark Bertinen, who is one of the Sault Ste. Marie police officers on the team, there's a video of him and a nurse from the hospital up on our website. You can go there and click on the Mobile Crisis Rapid Response Team, and there's a video right there, and you can see both the police and the hospital talking about the program there.
That's good, right? Yeah, and then this is just another example of these agencies working together. You still have the police presence because it's needed for the workers' safety, but it's not just the police responding, right?
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah.
So, all right, continuing on, we're going to go into the Algoma region a little bit. So in Espanola, we had 3 people that were charged with drug trafficking. 3 people are facing charges following a drug bust by the Espanola Manitoulin OPP. On Wednesday, members of the OPP Community Street Crime Unit, as well as officers from Manitoulin Detachment, executed a search warrant at a residence on Center Street in Espanola. Officers seized a number of drugs suspected to be fentanyl, cocaine, crack, cocaine, hydromorphine pills, prohibited weapons, and drug paraphernalia. Street value of more than $54,000. Over $700 worth of Canadian currency was also seized. 39-year-old Samantha St. Michel, 45-year-old Dean McNichol, and 37-year-old Lance Pluta, all from Espanola, are charged with drug trafficking. So
we've had it just seems like every day we've had a big drug bust this week.
We've had lots of police stories, lots of drug bust, accident. It's just been one of those weeks.
Yeah,
and that's from all our region, right? From the whole entire Algoma region. My earpiece just moved there. Sorry.
Yeah, it amazes me how many drug busts we've had. And one of the ones we did just recently was like one of the biggest drug busts ever in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes.
It's good that they're finally doing all these drug busts and getting the stuff off the street, but I mean, it amazes me how many we've had, hundreds of thousands of dollars this week seized in drugs.
It just seems like there's been an influx of them, or there's, it just, I don't know it, but it's good. It's good they're getting them off the street. It's good they're getting off the street, but. Yeah.
Okay, and now, spoiler alert, as I said earlier with Ford and Trudeau, they're going to be in Brockville at the 3M plants. They're going to be making an announcement about N95 masks. Now, those are the masks that have been used in the hospital during COVID-19. You're seeing them up on your screen there. And basically, when COVID-19 happened, we didn't have a sufficient supply of N95 masks being made inside our country. There was at one point, Trump was going to block 3M from actually exporting N95 masks to Canada. He backed off on that because 3M's a private company, can basically do what they want. And so we are now going to never be held hostage again in a situation like that, because this Brockville plant is getting $23.3 million from both the federal and our provincial governments, and this will help to increase their capacity at their Brockville plant for N95s to make 100 million of these masks a year, on top of what they already do make.
Right.
So
we're not going to be caught off guard.
We're not going to be caught off guard again. Not only will this mean we'll have a sufficient amount in Ontario, we'll have sufficient amount for all of Canada, and we'll also be able to export these to the rest of North America and elsewhere if they want to buy them. So not only will we have enough for ourselves, but we will be able to even export them as well. So instead of being an importer of them when we need it, we're now in the reverse position where we can be an export.
And that's where we want. We don't want to have to rely on
you don't
other
want
countries.
to have to, in things like this, you don't want to have to rely on getting in mass from other parts of the world. One, you've got movement problems with moving stuff around the world, and then also you have the fact that another country could say no, you don't get any of
everybody's
those
fighting
maps.
for them at the same time. So hope everybody's enjoying the morning. We're going to get into our little weather tease. You're going to see our live view, which is sponsored by wirelesscom.ca. What am I looking at? A white screen?
That's called fog, actually.
Oh, here we go again with the fog.
Our weatherman doesn't know what fog is. This
yesterday
is a bad
I
thing.
said fog will dissipate in the morning. If you go back and watch the show, so
You're right.
I am right on there.
Yeah, you're right on that one.
So as you can see, fog, and I will have your 3-day forecast, your regional temperatures, all that coming up right after the break. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
It's easier to say nothing than blend in. But I need to speak up for what I know is right. I have a voice. I can lead the way. I will be a light in my community.
Welcome back to Special Report for Friday, August 21st, brought to you by KC Securities. Now we're going to do our Facebook shout-outs. So good morning to Tammy Lynn and Cindy. Also, I'd like to say good morning to my girlfriend Juliana, who's also watching, so thank you very much. And if you want to interact with us live when we're on the air, you can just go to our Facebook Soo Online page and click on the live video. And over on the side, you'll see a chat box, and you can interact with us live in the air, do birthday shout-outs, anniversaries, anything you like, or just say good morning. We'll mention your name on air. And now I'm going to go over to Weather Daniel. What's going on, bud?
Thank you very much, Chris. Good morning, everyone. As you saw on our wirelesscom.ca camera, there's a lot of fog out there this morning, so that's going to dissipate and burn off eventually. There's also a lot of dew on your vehicle, so just give yourself a couple extra minutes to maybe defog your vehicle when you're going out this morning. So we're going to look at the radar. So as you can see here, this low pressure system's kind of we're right here, so it's right over us. There's another low up here, and we've got a low pressure as well coming in from the prairies. However, we are going to see some unstable weather over the next few days. Now we have a chance of some strong thunderstorms tomorrow Thunderstorms also on Sunday. Monday, we might just see a little bit of a break in that, but we've been predicting that this is going to happen over the weekend where we're going to see some major precipitation. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be raining the whole time, but we are going to see some pockets of it and maybe some severe thunderstorms when they come through. So if there are any warnings, we will post them as well. So make sure you stay updated on that by going to SiouxOnline.com. All right, we're going to get into the expected highs for today. 24 degrees in Thunder Bay, 23 in Wawa, 25 in Timmins, 26 here in Sault Ste. Marie as well as in Elliott Lake, and a high of 24 in Sudbury. Timmins, you are also under a fog advisory, by the way, so you can take that fog away from us. 17 degrees is your expected low in Thunder Bay, 14 in Wawa, 12 in Timmins overnight, the cool spot. 17 here in Sault Ste. Marie, 16 in Elliott Lake, and 14 in Sudbury. So we are a bit on the warmer side here in Sault Ste. Marie overnight. Currently we are sitting at 18 degrees out there with some fog. We will get up to 26 today with a mix of some sun and clouds, and then into the evening and overnight is when we will see those showers potentially come through. We have a 40% chance. We are seeing a low of 17 tonight, and we are going to see winds only 8 kilometers to the west. Humidex is 32, so we have a bit of humidity around today for people who like the humidity like Chris, but that's not a major factor, so don't get too excited. It's not going to be super hot. All right, so Saturday, as mentioned, we have that risk of a strong thunderstorm and some showers throughout the day, and 60% we're looking at. Fog patches once again may be dissipating in the morning, so keep that in mind. And then overnight we'll have a 40% chance. High of 25, low of 17. Sunday, high of 26. We have a chance of thunderstorm as well, not as much, about 40%, and some showers as well on Sunday. Again, this unstable low pressure system will move through, and we will see a low of 18 overnight on Sunday. These are a few degrees above normal for these days, and we have some humidity as well, so we'll enjoy that while it's around. 25 on Monday, a mix of sun and cloud. So that's going to be the day that we probably see a little bit of a break, and then we're going to get into a bit of high pressure next week, and then the temperatures are going to go back down to seasonal. So that's what's going on. And remind everybody to go to SiouxOnline.com, go to Stay Connected, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's all there for you. So I'm going to send it back over to Chris. He's going to introduce the video.
Thank you very much, Daniel. It would have been nice if you would have, on that camera where we had all that fog, if you could have wiped that off this morning, like you're telling people to do on their cars, but, okay. Whatever. And now we're going to go to a video. It's called Out with Nicole, which we have each Friday, and she was out on the patio at Montana's downtown. Here we go.
Hey, Sault Ste. Marie, we are here at Montana's with
Christine.
And look at all this amazing food we have here. I'm so lucky. And these amazing drinks. What is this one, Christine?
That is our new made with Kettle One vodka. That's our stone fruit iced tea.
Stone fruit iced tea.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
That's really good. What is this one?
This is our signature drink. It's our Big Mama's lemonade. And it is made with raspberry vodka. Amazing. Perfect way.
I think I should have had that one.
Maybe.
I should have had that one.
Our two best-selling appetizers, which is our antojitos and our kapow shrimp. It's lightly dusted. It has our signature sauce put on it, some spice in there. It's a little kick, a little sweet,
kick?
a little kick, a little
Ooh, I like
sweet.
sweet. So let me give this a try. That is good.
And you can see our portion sizes are quite good. We have all you can eat ribs on Wednesday. It's slow smoked for 4 hours every morning, all you can eat every Wednesday. It's like a secret oasis back here.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. You get the beautiful views, the ships going by, and at night the sunset on the water, the bridges lit up. It's the perfect spot.
And then everything is nice and spaced out here, so it's all the safety and everything is great.
And we're going above and beyond, and the girls are doing an excellent job. I mean, at times it does make it seem like the service is a little bit slower, but you have the peace of mind in knowing that everything is being done so that we can keep not only our staff, but our extended Montana's family safe. Plexiglass will be going in at the end of this week in between every booth. So this way, as the seasons start to change, you can still sit at every one of our window front booths and still have the amazing view with the social distancing and know that you're safe. And speaking of being outside, our big screen TVs are also going up this week, 60-inch TVs on the patio. So come and join us, watch hockey on the big screen TVs in the evening. It'll be beautiful.
Well, I'm going to say cheers.
Cheers.
Salud. Thank you so much for inviting me down here.
Well, thank you for coming.
Let me try out the drink. I've got to try that.
And welcome back to Special Report for Friday, August 21st. We made it through the week. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship of Special Report at both 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay, numbers came out for Ontario. They were not actually complete because 11 public health units were unable to report.
Right.
This is because they're presently switching to a new reporting system across the province. Some health units have already switched. Others are in the process.
We're included in that, right? Algoma Public Health is switching?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
This is this will be a standardized system across the province for digital records and so on.
Right.
But they're not every area is there yet.
Oh, okay.
It's being sort of rolled
So
out.
it's creating some incomplete stats.
Yeah. So what happened there was 11 public health units, including Hamilton, Windsor, Essex, which is where there's one of the larger outbreaks in Niagara. It's the Ontario Integrated Public Health Information System, or IFIS as it's known. That's where they had the issue. Their system they were upgrading and were not able to actually put any numbers in. So there was 76 new instances of the virus.
Okay.
However, the previous day when they actually did report, those 11 public health units combined for only 8 actual cases. So the number would be slightly higher than the 76. They'll probably update that today. But it's not like it was 150 cases or
Yeah,
anything
it's not
like
going
that.
to be super soon.
Yeah, so it's probably going to pop up like maybe 10 cases max. So, but this is a custom-built contact management system, and at each public health unit, they're redoing some of their computer systems to make it work in the new one, and then they have to take all their data and then put it over into the new system.
Yeah, they got to move it over.
Yeah, so there's obviously going to be hiccups when that happens, especially when you're dealing with, a province as big as Ontario with all of the records with like 14, I think we're at 14.7 million people in the
That's right,
province.
we're almost 15 million.
Almost 15 million. So yeah, that's a lot of records to move over in the system over a short period of time. But Christine Allen says she's not really concerned because of that. Now, our 5-day rolling average has gone up a bit. It's at about 96. It was, at this point last week, on Friday, the 5-day rolling average was at 80. So it has ticked up a little, but not a lot. There was some concentrated outbreaks.
Okay.
There was a big outbreak in Huron area, which was connected to a store, and then it was connected to all the houses from the people who worked in the store, and that actually went in. So there was a big outbreak there this past week.
Right.
Accounted for a lot of cases, actually. Toronto popped up a bit. Ottawa has a mini outbreak going on. So there's reasons why that number popped up this week. It's not like we're seeing it across the province that all of a sudden we got cases going everywhere, and we need to be super concerned. These are all isolated. They've done the contact tracing. They've tested even the people who are asymptomatic or didn't even have the virus or showing any symptoms. So, and then also we have only 35 people in the hospital now. Half of them, but 15 of them are in the ICU, and there is only 9 people on a ventilator right now. So those numbers are all trending in the right direction. So even though our rolling day average is up a bit, a lot of these cases, by the way, over 60% were
the younger
people between 20 and 39.
Yeah.
People between 20 and 39, very few of them actually go into the hospital. They're able to.
Yeah. So as it moved through the older age group at the beginning, now it's moving through the younger age group as we're opening up everything, or everything has been open now in stage 3 for a bit.
Yeah, and that's why you're seeing a lower positivity rate, and then also like even in America, you're seeing a lower hospitalization rate right now. Same as here, lower hospitalization rate is because we have so many young people getting it and they're not being hospitalized.
Absolutely.
Some are, and some are still passing away. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they catch it like it's a cold and they're fine.
Right.
Obviously, there's still serious cases in people in that age bracket, but they are better able to fight back against the virus. But we got to hit a commercial break, and we'll be right back with the 7-day forecast.
message from the Government of Canada.
In your home, lighting is just as important as style.
With PowerView Motorization from Hunter Douglas, you can schedule your shades to light up the room. Create privacy, or both, automatically. No hands required.
So your shades will always be in the right place, at the right time, in style. And it's only from Hunter Douglas.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern People's Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Everman Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
And welcome back to Special Report for Friday, August 21st. We're at the weekend and hope everybody is having a good morning. Before I get into the 7-day, a reminder to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram at On TV Channel. You can watch us all on these, well, you can watch us on Facebook Live and interact with us like you are now if you are on Facebook. And you can watch also on YouTube. You can watch on a Roku TV. Or on Amazon Fire. Yep. So we are everywhere. We like to make sure we mention it. And thank you for sharing the show because we appreciate that as well. All right, so getting into your 7-day forecast, you're going to see, well, a mixed bag over the next couple of days, 25 and 26 degrees with the chance of some thunderstorms and showers. Monday and Tuesday, we're getting back into the sun, as well as Wednesday, fully sunny that day. Getting that back down to seasonal temperatures then. Thursday, overcast with 22. Friday, 20 degrees and a few clouds with some sun. And then 15 to 18 degrees overnight are your lows. So not much going on there. Overnight. And then we're going to get into the Weather Watcher photo now. This photo is sent in, this is actually from Fourth Line area, sent in by Justin, one of my friends, and that was a sunset, not last night, because last night wasn't that nice, but it was from the day before, so I already had one set for yesterday from your parents, so I'm using this one today. So thank you very much for sending that in to me, Justin, and if you want to send in your photos, send them to ontvweather@gmail.com and include your name and location, and I will get them up for you. So yeah, hopefully we will see some sun this weekend. However, if you are the Washington Capitals, you're going to see lots of sun and golf if you like. Yeah, so because they have been eliminated after Islanders beat them 4-0 with a win in Game 5. So they knocked the Washington Capitals out of the playoffs in the first round by beating them 4-0 Thursday night. The Islanders will face Boston if Montreal beats Philadelphia, and the Flyers if top-seeded Philadelphia hangs on to defeat the Canadiens. So it depends on who's going to win that series. Yeah. But, if the Canadians can pull it off, we still have a Canadian team in. But the Capitals are gone. And just remember, they won the Stanley Cup a few years back. They actually haven't, interesting side note, they actually haven't won a playoff game since they won the Stanley Cup. Really? They got eliminated last year. They haven't won a playoff series since they won. They lost last year in the first round as well. Yeah. Yeah, so they went from Stanley Cup champions to being out in the first round 2 years in a row. So. Oh, wow. But speaking of being out, the Conservative leadership race is ending today. There's 4 candidates, and one of them is going to be the new leader of the Conservative Party. Most likely it will either be Erin O'Toole or Peter MacKay. Right. There is 2 other candidates, but they're not polling very high, and both MacKay and O'Toole in the poll that came out just the other day are well within the margin of error, so it's still an open race between the 2. But your ballots have to be in by 5 p.m. tonight. Speaking of politicians and federal, Trudeau and Doug Ford will be at Brockville's 3M plant this afternoon. We'll carry that live at 1 p.m. for the announcement about N95 masks. Have a fantastic morning. See you at 1.